people report last game, Tay, for the demo? If not, then forget it. But for this one, let's report Kimpa.
I hope they know that.
We can report also. So let's just report Kimpa.
We'll let you report. That will be your job. Nah, that's me. Anyways, so people... we have. Do we need to say it still in the chat? Oh, you're already on it.
Demolition. Defend our missile silo and eliminate all EU forces.
Go, go, go!
So let's see what the setup here is. Yeah, Taz is going to do a single scope. We have 2 appointments. Look at the generator push. You know that Crackheads always does this. And this is very clever from MythSky. They're not going to contest it whatsoever. Because, honestly, I don't know if there's any team who has yet figured out how to counter it. Because it's so damn difficult. But we do see there's a little window over here. Perhaps with nade spots you can make it difficult for them. But it's very, very difficult to hold them off there. And we see Taz making... the opening frag in the warehouse there onto Kanzi, so Tump has to go back a bit. Tump moves back into the warehouse. We see Kimpa just waiting outside of that. We can't go through the wall with his face. Oh, did Kimpa just close? Kimpa's closing the door on Tump. Look at Tump and Kimpa. Oh no, Tump is closing it himself. Now he knows where Kimpa is. He can't get the kill yet. Oh, Tay gives it back up. It has been breached, but the bomb has been left behind and Cyphers is already there. He goes in with the stab, but he can't get the kill on his eyes. Blastfire comes in from mid in the meantime. With Zeether shutting down Jeets, it's now Tump all by himself, but he gets a kill onto Cyphers. Now Tump has bomb control.
So for this map, which side is has the upper hand?
The NRF side definitely has the upper hand. So just like Hammerball, you're looking for at least 4 rounds. But I think Crackheads is most likely going to close it out 5-1 because they're very dominant on this map. Taz has to watch out there that he does not fall to Tum, doesn't fall indeed. The first round goes to Crackheads.
Your efforts are commended.
We have 55 responses in the meantime. I think we should close it sooner or later because we already have some rounds being played. They're waiting now for the nade spots, and it doesn't really matter because that nade from Taz onto Jeets is perfect. Gets a headshot with that even. Now Tay and his eyes are trying to contest it, but they get UV'd out. They should know that Taz is there now. Oh wait, Taz is not carrying the Bibles? Blastfus carrying... Okay. This is weird. Normally Taz is always carrying the Bibles. I think every competitive player, if you've ever played against Crackheads, Taz is always carrying the vinyl, so a bit surprised by that. But Tom gets a frag in the meantime. That opens up the map a little bit. But they've lost a lot of players on the generator, so I think at this point... Ooh, Tom. That's a kill onto Taz. That's a huge kill for him. But Tay has to clear out Zeether on one side. But I think at this point, because of the dominance that Crackheads has onto the generator, you have to lure them away. And I think the best way to do that is just to force push one side. This is important for Tay. He spots one of the players. Tump again with a kill onto Cyphers. He already found 3 kills. And Zeether and Blastfire are both low. This could be an ace for Tumpskin. Tump is waiting here. He hears Zeether walk over. Spots Zeether. He needs to get the kill. Gets the kill on Zeether. Not the one on Blastfire. Almost an ace for Tumpskin, but it's just not enough. It's a very close round here. The second has just passed, but it's still a 2-0 lead for Crackheads.
Go, go, go!
I just leave it open for one more round before I'm going to close off the voting. Meanwhile, Temp is dropping down a bomb. Let's keep an eye on him. He's going 5.5 and 2 at the moment. It was a pretty impressive round for him, wasn't it, Rob?
Yeah, and also having 70 viewers all of a sudden after having like 25 to 30 last game. Is this because of the giveaways? Or is it because of Crackheads?
Discord, I think. But Crackheads also is a factor. Tump is fighting. I think it's with Zeta there in the office. Tump really has to watch out because he's already low HP, so he's most likely going to tap out. We see a push coming in now on one, but look at that. Kimpa's just hiding in the corner. He's going to get a kill with that. It's a very nasty spot. But at this point, we do find ourselves in a 2v2. But Kanzi doesn't have the bomb. Bomb control is for Tump. But he has to contest Blastfa. A little bit of lag coming in there. Tump should hear Blastfa. And he's going to go for the kill. Blastfa is going to get shot in the back. Tump waits. This is dangerous. Tump needs to kill him. Now he does get the kill onto Blastfa. And now he has to go back quick. So Cyphers finds himself in a 1v2. He's also playing with the Uzi. But this might be difficult. Because Tump still has bomb control and he's in the office. I think he expects Cyphers to already be around the site. So unless he catches Cyphers off guard, Tump has to watch out. Tump has to get back up. Tump gets back up just in time, but he's making it close. He's going 8 for 2. Got 2 kills and an assist this round. But this is the first round also going to its man. And it's good to have him on the board. It's actually very refreshing to see how Tump plays here. He's getting a lot of kills and he's making the defense of Crackheads just a little bit more difficult. Alright, I have closed the form now, so we have 65 replies, 83.1% for a Crackheads win. So, if that is indeed the case, we have about 50 people to look through, Rob. Gets a kill onto his eyes. Look at that. One side has completely been taken over. This is exactly what they needed to do. This is a very good call from its man. Jeets now has the control near the office. And they're kind of giving up the generator. Just having a few players there trying to do some damage, distract them a bit. But have the main team push onto one side. So now the bomb is down. Now Blastfa and Cyphers have to rotate. And Jeets is in the cutoff position. Jeets has to get at least 1 kill here. But he uses nade. It's a very dangerous nade, and he does not do damage with it. And now he had a flash against him. Cyphers does push him. Kimpa's already coming in from behind. Cyphers being shot down, and there's Kimpa with a second frag as well. Not the best hold that you could do here, and it was kind of Jeets giving it away there with the grenade. He should not have done that. Just play close, much closer, and try and get a kill there. But with Kimpa also coming in from the warehouse, getting 2 kills, it's a proper retake from Crackheads. But not really what we expected in a 3v3.
Charge!
No, it's worth mentioning that I think many would have expected Kimpa to be scoped, whereas it's Taz that's solo scoping. Is there a reason? Is it the map, or is there a separate strategy?
Well, the most people remember Kimpa from his original times in AVA. There he was always scoping and dual scoping with Taz. But he's taken a break from AVA. He's also played some Soldier Front in the 2014-15 areas. But when in 15 he came back. More 2014, he took like a bit of a break. But ever since he came back, he has been rifling a lot more. So that's what you see now. In maps where you mostly only need 1 sniper, you'll see him play as a rifle. But if it's needed that he needs to scope, they need a double scope setup, or if they think like, hey, this is when we need it, he is going to pick up the sniper. And I think when we're going to Airplane, the second map, we're going to see him sniping. Meanwhile, Tay finds himself in a 1v4 situation, so he's going to move up the little ramp here. Here's a player near the freezer. There are also 2 players on the right side. Kimpa spotted him. Taz is coming in from behind. I think Tay hears that. He walks right into Taz's aim. 4-1 lead now for Crackheads. But nothing is lost yet. This next round will have to go to its man though, to put them in a good spot. But if they leave this one out, it might be very difficult for them to still overcome.
It's also worth mentioning that they're utilizing the different utilities. I'm talking about Crackheads. Like they're using nades as well as flashes to retake bomb sites.
That's a little bit of a trade-off that you currently have to make with only 2 utility slots being there. So you can't use everything for now, but look at Kimpa. He's sneaking in from behind. Oh, but he's too late. He doesn't shoot at Kanzi in time, so he's going to get the kill. And now with a 1v4 situation for Taz, he's not going to make that. The round 6 is going
Get
to
ready
its
for
map,
your
and this is
defensive
very
mission.
important. Because winning this round means that they're still in the game. So it's still possible, but Crackheads, don't forget, this is one of their strongest maps, and they are going to push into the generator. If there's one thing that you can be certain about with Crackheads, they will push into that generator. And you see, its ma'am is being wise, they're not contesting it, they just shut down the bridge. That means that the teams can't easily walk into the vent anymore without making sound. It's still possible, but it's a lot more difficult. Tump is now defending it from the inside. Cyphers has picked up the bomb, but this is like your standard Crackheads setup here. They push into the vent, or they push into the generator, try and get some kills there. No kills have been made now, so they scatter the rest of the players around the map, try and get some information, try and get some kills, and then they decide, are we going to rotate over through Freezer and push one, or are we just going to do a straight push onto two side? So this is what they mostly do. Kanzi gets the kill onto Kimpa. So there won't be an office opening. But with Taz getting the kill in mid, it means that they're now going to rotate. They realize now, hey, there is a possibility over at one side. So Zeter and Cyphers are rotating. And Blastva has mid control. So now they stop making noise. The players won't have heard them yet, because the range of the sound is too far away. And they're now going to be waiting here.
I could just see Taz utilizing the finals, really.
Yeah, that's something that Taz does quite a lot, but look at that. The bomb is now down as Kanzi gets the second kill. Blastva is down in mid. He has the wildcard position for this round. He immediately gets the kill, finds a second kill too, and he spotted Tom. This is a huge frag coming out for Blastva. Now Tom finds himself in trouble. But Taz has to get the bomb down. So Tom is going to wait here. He's going to wait for Taz to plant the bomb. And I think Crackheads knows they won't be able to get the bomb down unless Taz drops it over for his teammate. But this is a very dangerous situation, because as soon as Taz also misses a shot, it's round over. But you see Taz is walking around. He's trying to stab Tom in the back, but Tom is ready for it. Tom needs to get the kill and won't get it. This is very well played from Taz, because they know they can't get the bomb now without Tom shutting them down, so they have to hunt him.
Go, go, go!
Now he's going for the contest, immediately gets the kill on the Zeter before falling back. I think he also hit Blastva there a little bit. Blastva does eventually trade out Tumpskin. He's very low HP, but this is good. They went to the generator quickly. They threw a nade. You saw the quick kill from Jeeds onto Zeter, and then he immediately fell back. This is good. Now they have the upper hand. They're one player more up, and Blastva's also low. So this, normally, if nothing crazy happens, should be around going to its man. It's pretty hard to shut them down, isn't it, Rob?
Yeah.
Jeez, meanwhile, finds a kill onto Kimpa as well. Making it ever so more different. Taz knows where Tay is located. But that nade from Tay onto Taz is perfect. So now Blastva finds himself in a 1v4, low HP, has a para up. Could potentially make a headshot happen here, but he opens up the door. This is a door that opens, instead of normally you have to open the door by pressing E. This door going towards mid, if you're too close to it, it goes open for you. And that was the tricky bit here, because he made some noise there, gave away his position. Now Aziz is going to meet up with... Oh, he gets both of the kills. We were not able to catch that. We did see in the kill stream he got 2 kills here. Meanwhile, Kanzi's given the backup against kill onto Blastva, where Tay already found Kimpa. And now again we see one of the Crackheads players finding himself in a 1v4. This is actually turning out a lot closer than I anticipated. So, seeing how the game progresses now, Rob, who do you think is going to win it?
I'd say Crackheads.
And what would the score be?
I'm gonna say 7-5.
7-5 is a pretty good catch. I mean, Taz has to clutch 1v4 here if he wants to make it easy for them. has time to play with. But he does not have the bomb. Tay does have bomb control, so they're actually heavily queuing up around here. Is anyone peeking him? Konzi is. Taz spotted him. They now know where Taz is. Taz doesn't get a kill with that either. So they're now just going to queue up together. 2 players are up. Tump is down. Tump is immediately... Oh, the kill from Taz onto one of them. But that will be it. Everyone there from its man just swarmed around him. And with Blastfire going 14 for 4 for Crackheads, he's the one leading their team. And on the other side, we see Tumskin 12.5 and 6. But now with a 5-4 score, we see a big one push. This is what Crackheads perhaps needs. And I think they realize it now. Tay has to really watch out here. They need a lot of kills, but Tay is the first one to fall. Azaius now has to fall back. Immediately getting shot low. Has to utilize his grenade, but he's not there in time. And the defense is now crumbling as it takes 24 seconds for Crackheads to completely dismantle it.
That was a great rush.
Match
That's
point.
well organized also.
These are the type of rounds that Crackheads really did need. So now they're going to do a little bit of a fake setup, similar. They're going to push hard into the warehouse. They're going to force a rotate in. See, Cyphus is now in together with Blasfa. They're going to force the rotate, but Zeter is now in 2 side. But Tump realizes that this is a fake. He has heard one of the players. Cheats is also going to play around, but Zeter still gets a kill onto Tumskin. That is huge, because now they can still get into the side. Cheats also ever make the return onto Zeter, but they know it's a 2. They have already figured that out. Kimpa's rotating. This is actually a sick call from its man, because normally a team would completely fall for that, and that would be it. 7-4 win for Crackheads. Doesn't seem to be happening now, because now Taz has to walk around and get some kills, but he's going to walk into Jeets, and that will also put the bomb down. Kimpa's playing more careful as well.
So this is double scoping. Campus scoping now.
Oh, they're actually double scoping now indeed. Hadn't noticed that yet. But this is what sometimes happens when Crackheads feels like, okay, we need more scoping power. It's getting a little bit too difficult for this. They usually switch to a double scope setup. Now Taz finds himself in a 1v3. He can't get shot from behind. G's actually missing a shot there, but he rounds off with the pistol. So it is now 6-5. And it can indeed walk out to the score that you expected. But its man is putting up a great fight on a map that traditionally always goes to Crackheads. So it's really nice to see how they've held on offense, but also how they deal with the pressure that Crackheads is posing into the generator. But I think they're now just going to rush straight through. They have 3-point win. See, they're not going to stop. They're going to go for it. They're going to go for a hard 2 push. And its man knows it. Azaius gets 2 kills and Konzi rounds up another one. So now Kimpa, he's the pointman. He switched around again. Staz is also still alive. And they've retreated. They've realized that the push has fell pretty much in the wrong way. And after 30 seconds, we see a Crackheads finds himself in a 2v4. And this is very likely to go to a final round, Rob. I think we see a lot of people in the chat that voted for, hey, its man is going to win it. They might be super happy now because it's starting to look more like it. So we had 16.9% voting for that. I think that's about... How many people would that be? About 8 or 9 people. So 8 or 9 people, if... They're going to, ooh, that miss from Taz went through to them and Kimpa lead fall. So it's now 6-6. If its man manages to win it, the people that voted for its man are going to have like a 25% chance of winning it. And it's funny because you actually rigged that a little bit wrong. You said, hey, you should vote for them because if they win, you have a bigger chance to win the Steam gift card. And it turns out to be more that way. And now Crackheads should do their standard setup. So they walk into the generator. And have Cyphers walking around, they're going to play for map control now. So like I said, what a lot of teams do, you play very conservative in the last round. Crackheads knows how that's done in Black Sun, and the last round, a lot of discipline comes into action here, and Crackheads rarely ever loses these. I think the first time that I saw them lose was in the matchup versus My Pyramids in cup number 3. But they seem to be struggling now as well. They are trying to take the office. They do so after one trade, but Aziz is there to shut one down, and Blossom again with a trade. So we find ourselves in a 3v3, and it's becoming more difficult. They're normally very, very good with these. They do have more map control. They have the office, but Zeter needs to get the kill on top. That headshot is such a massive blow to its man, because now they have the upper hand. Taz is watching here. He's going to peek out the right moment. Jeets does find Zeter, and he knows Blasph's going to be up there. Taz is walking down mid. Jeets also find Blasph's. This is massive. It's a 1v2 now for Taz. He knows one of the players are going to be there. Sees the tank on Tay. Goes for Jeets. Pistol is out. Can Taz close it up with a 1v2? This would be huge. Taz going to get the bomb now, but he wants to finish it off with a nade. Tay is not going for it yet. But Tay actually tanked pretty good there, because he has about 45 HP left. Taz gets the bomb down, and we have a 1v1.
Oh, 1v1.
What do you think? Who's going to get it, Rob? Quick call. Tay or Taz?
Taz is going to miss his shot, and then still kill him.
Tay's going to walk. Oh, he spots Taz already! Taz gets the kill! Oh, 1v2 for Crackheads is going to secure it. But holy cow, this was a tough map for them. Its Mammoth put up an amazing fight.
Taz is carrying.
He pretty much was, but he definitely needed to in the final map. We almost saw Jeets turn it around there with the 2 frags in the 3v3 situation, or 2v3 situation, sorry. But then eventually it is Taz to close it off there. What a close match was that. So we're updating the scores in the meantime. As you can see, a 7-6 win for Crackheads on Blacksend on their home map. So we're going to find out in a bit who out of these, around about 50 players, is going to get one of those Steam gift cards. But we're, in the meantime, going to queue up for Airplane. This is map number 2, and for its man, it's now do or die. If they win it, they are in the grand finals and secured of at least $200 worth of Steam gift cards. If they lose it, they have to queue up against either My Pyramids or Maluko Zorizo for a chance at the 3rd place, where they will get $100 worth of Steam gift cards. This is totally not what I expected of the first match, to be honest. Crackheads is really, really struggling. And normally, Crackheads is always the dominating force, so seeing them struggle already a little bit in the semi-finals, even though its MAM is a very good team, might make it more difficult for them in the grand finals. Rob is just completely flabbergasted. He doesn't even know what to say.
And it's 5 a.m. here.
I guess time is also wearing you down. You must have been working a lot of overtime during this closed beta.
Well, yeah, the devs were also overworking. What a game, though. What a game. And that was exciting.
That's definitely good to call. And we see the countdown already happening. The half-funs, the high-fives are being called, whatever you want to name it. And we're going to queue in for map number 2. This is Airplane. And with Crackheads starting on the EU side, you see them playing with only 1 sniper. As soon as we switch over to the NRF side, it is very, very likely that Kimpa will pick up the 2nd scope. What do you think what's going to happen for this game? Just a quick call.
For this map, it's going to be very one-sided, and Crackhead is going to...
So you think Crackheads is going to completely dominate here?
Go, go, go!
Yes.
Okay, let's see what will happen. You see the players move in towards the box room. There's nobody really defending it there, and Cyber's Blastfa and Zeta already have control of it. This is what Crackheads is good at. Getting early map control, early presence, and work from that. And Zeter's now jumping over. He's going into the blue room. But Tomskin is playing close here. He's playing in a very cool corner. So if Zetor walks out too far, he's going to fall to that. So it will be tough for him to get that. Zetor almost tries to move in, but Tamp is playing so well close there. It's almost impossible for Zetor to get that kill. Now coming in, Tamp gets the kill. The nade from Konzi onto Taz just comes too late as Taz sneaks away kill with that. Spot there. Cypher's giving the backup too. There now is a 2v2 situation already as Cypher finds two into Tay and Tamp. Bomb is now down. Konzi comes down, free-firing, gets the headshot onto Kimpa, but he survives the nade on Kimpa from Jeets is perfect. It's already the second nade kill, and he should have heard. He knows where Cyphers is at. No, he doesn't. He doesn't know where Cyphers is at, and he has his pistol out, even though Cyphers still has about 75 HP. A big round for them, as Cyphers gets 3. But it was a tough round already for Crackheads. Again, this is another NRF-sided map. We see a lot of these NRF-sided maps in AVA. I think Cannon, map that we currently don't have yet though, is one of the few maps that fights against them, where the EU team has more of the upper hand. So, in a lot of maps on the NRF side, you want to have at least 4 rounds. And Kimpa there, catching his eyes off guard, as he has the nade pulled out. It's making it already easier for them. Shuts down Kimpa though, with Tay also getting a kill into Blasphemous. The trades have been turned back. Tamp also finds Cyphers there, and now Zetor finds himself alone in blue. Tamp spots him, gets the headshot straight away, and Tay will round off. A clean round for its man, and they show that they're not to be messed with. It's 1-0.
Charge!
Meanwhile, more presence is coming over the double doors now. As Crackheads moves in there with all 5 players. Cyphers is pushing through very aggressively. He doesn't get the kill on his eyes. Fails to do that, although Taz returns the favor with that grenade. Zetor now moves in. Cheats is still on the side. Konzi another nade kill. We've already seen 4 nade kills coming in from its mam in this match, and we're only 3 rounds old. We find Taz in a 1v3. He's able to do a 1v2, but not a 1v3. 2 rounds straight now for its mam, and they lead 2-1.
I'm still noticing that there are some aim punch happening on the sniper. That's without headshots, right? Currently?
Yeah, it also happens for the other classes, to be honest. Aim punch is pretty much there, even if you don't headshot. And Personally, I've won and lost fights because of it, but it does add a little bit of RNG into the game, which I think a lot of people wouldn't like to see. Blast's coming out with a proper nade. It doesn't connect onto anyone, though. It's gonna try with a second, but I don't think it's gonna do damage on Tay, and it indeed won't. Cyphers is moving down the mid. See, he's the one getting the map control here. He's going to be the lurker for this round. He has to catch his eyes off. He does do that, but takes a lot of damage in the process, much more than he would have liked. And he's not really making it easier for Crackheads yet. So now Zetor knows there's nobody going to be close, so he roundabout should know where Tay is playing at. But given where Tamp is also playing, I think Crackheads by now figures out that they have to go to 1. And with Kimpa moving away from the dark room towards the double doors, I think I've realized it. So they have to rely on Taz here getting the kill onto Jeets. Taz missing a shot there. That could be crucial for this round. Doesn't make it much easier for them. Tato finds Zetor as well, making it a lot more difficult now. It's a 2v4 for Crackheads. And Cyphers is slow. They spotted Konzi. And he's now going to walk in. Konzi wants to peek. Not really doing that yet. A good nade from Taz, but nobody is really there to collect it. So Taz is rotating over. No, he's actually going back into the window. shot into Jeets, and that's going to cost him his life. 3-1 now. 3 rounds straight for its man. And they've now got a pretty decent lead.
They're defending pretty well. What they're doing is, I see that they're creating crossfires and crossfire angles where they can't just they don't give out easy picks.
And with that, you're making it so much harder for Crackheads to actually do something there. Meanwhile's coming through with some smokes onto the double doors. The Cyphers is again going for that mid control, but what I really like about the defensive setup for Mitzmam, you normally always have a scope playing in the blue room. They have Tumskin playing there with a pointman. It's an unconventional setup, but it works perfectly fine as he's able to get a lot of kills with that. See, now he's going to push through, get the kill onto Cyphers, spots the player into the bridge as well. Crackheads already decided to push for 2. They found Tum, Seeker has to reload, but have to wait on Taz to get the bomb down. Still a 3v2 in favor of Crackheads, so this might work for them. Jeets has to get at least 2 kills for one to open up. Tump is playing close, so Tump is most likely going to make sure that the bomb does not go down. But Kimpa's quicker. And Kimpa finds 2 indeed.
Operation success.
So Kimpa's using M16.
Yeah, most of Crackheads players are actually choosing to use the M16. It seems to be one of the best rifle picks. It has very low recoil. The headshot damage seems to be slightly better than the M4 as well as recoil and spread. So that's why it's a pick for most players. But then again, the AK-47, the SA-58 Para, they have that more punch. So that's why other players like Blastfire are choosing for that one. Now with some nades into the blue room. Now Konzi has taken over from Tumskin. They're actually playing together now. So what they're doing now is they're playing a bit further back, and they're going to allow Crackheads to walk into 2 side and then shut them down from 2 angles. It's a very good tactic, but not if Blastfire opens up onto his eyes in mid, and this could be huge. So he's down, spots Konzi, so he knows he can't really advance further, and he's indeed going to fall back, try to enter via the blue room. He doesn't want to. So, see, Tump has been playing there for 5 rounds now, and in round number 6, you see Blastfire doesn't dare to walk into the blue room anymore. This is the amount of respect that Itzmam has forced upon Crackheads, and that's nice to see because it's not something that happens a lot. And again, Tumskin was able to catch one with that. He's now trying to look around for that. Tumskin is still in the mid, but Blastfire rotated just in time, but the bomb is going to go down. Cyphers will plant that. It's a 4v3 in Crackheads' favor. If they win this round, though, they have a very good hype on a possible great outcome, like you expected, Rob. They have to shut it down. Cyphers pushes out, gets the kill to Konzi fairly easily. Tumskin, though, shutting down 2 players, but then it is too much. Cyphers rounds up with 2, and we end the half 3-3. Do we see a double scope setup? Yeah, we do indeed see the double scope setup by Kimpa and Taz, as expected. So Taz is going to hold down the blue room, and Kimpa will play on the other side of the map. Let's move over to him. So he's going to watch the double doors. He's going to only get 1 shot, and then he's going to move back, because he doesn't want to double contest this. Zetar ready. Ooh, Zetar finds 2 kills over at the little box. So he's going to make sure that, already at this point, Itzmam is forced to move over to one side because Tay can't do much there with the bomb. So Konzi has to make it happen. Taz also shuts down Jeets, and this is already down. There is no way you're breaking through defense here. As Typhus even shuts Konzi down to the door, and Taz finds Tay from the bridge. Well, less than 50 seconds, Rob.
So it seems to me that Crackheads are more comfortable defending rather than being in the offensive. I could tell from the last map as well.
Mostly they are, yes. Although they have some very good offensive setups. But what they have encountered in the meantime is Crackheads are very good defensively. So they have to make sure that they don't let the its mam had been able to counter them really, really well. What they always do when Blackstone is get the generator control, get a lot of picks there, and basically win the round within 20 seconds. Its mam was not giving up a lot of players there. Ooh, Taz spotting cheats there. That was a nice kill. But because its mam was doing that, they made it so much harder for Crackheads to get picks. And then they had to go hunt for picks. And because their defensive setup was good, they weren't really getting much work done with it. And now as well with Tomskin playing in the blue room here in defense, there was not too much that Crackheads could do to gain map control. They still got 3 rounds, which is more than the average, which is very good. But normally it would have been 4 or 5 rounds for Crackheads, just because they're so much more dominant. Now Kimpa finds himself in trouble though, so Tomskin is going to throw the nade. Get into the blue room, a little bit late. And Kimpa's already holding an angle on it. Tom realized that he's going to smoke it off. A wise decision. Cyphers though is on the bridge. He's going to try and shoot them from behind. Tampa's decided to go to 2. And they should have actually chosen for the 1 side. So now it's tough. Now Konzi has to help out. There are 2 snipers there in the back. They spotted 1. Cyphers also found the kill. Taz does fall there. Kimpa's also low. Cyphers. It's a lot of damage against him. Konzi knows that Kimpa is going to play somewhere around from behind. He could also be in blue room, but it's hard for him to look. That headshot tank doesn't help, and now he's going to walk straight into Kimpa's aim. Both riflers, or both players from Crackheads rather, very low HP, but they do close out the round, and having a 2-round lead on the NRF side, that's pretty hard to still give away from Crackheads. Pressure here at the double doors, comes in with a lot of spraying, does a lot of damage on 3 different players, but doesn't take 1 down. Doesn't matter too much because he dealt more damage than he received, so that's always a good plus. People are recognizing your voice, Rob.
I didn't say anything.
Oh, what a nasty shot from his eyes onto Kimpa. And now actually side control has been taken, so Super comes in from behind, finds a kill on Jeets, but he still has to catch 2 players. Because he's coming from behind, there's no way really where its man can hold them up. But Zeter knows that the last player is going to be in the back, and Azaya sprays him down. That kill that he made onto Kimpa was massive. Jeets opening up as well with 2. That was the way for them to get into the match. And because it's now 5-4, there's still a slight chance for them to do it. But they are definitely the underdogs in this current situation. Taz is meanwhile swapped over with Kimpa from positions. So Kimpa is trying to hold off. Oh, he's actually gone back to the rifle. Okay. So no more scoping for Kimpa. It seems like it didn't really work out for him well. And I think with the defensive setups that they had so far, the way that its man was countering it, a dual scope setup wasn't really profitable for them. So they've already swapped around. So this is what you see Crackheads do well. They have the versatility to swap around players, to make them play different classes. And they adjust to the other team as to how they're going to play it. I think that's very, very good from them. Meanwhile, Tump isn't really willing to take chances. A minute has passed, and no kill has yet been made. 3 players have lined up in front of the double doors, though, towards one side. And it looks like that might be the side that its man is going to choose for. But this round is very, very important, because if they lose this one, they have to play out 3 match points against Crackheads, who are on the favorable side. And that's going to be near impossible. If they win this one, they have a good chance still at a possible winning outcome. So
They seem to be rushing one side.
they're indeed going for that one push, but look at that. Cyphers is playing in an off angle. Hasn't revealed himself yet. Now he does, but he has to reload. Azai's is 2 bullets left. Needs to get the kill onto Cyphers. He finally does. And that could be important. The bomb is down though. Zeter has been caught by Ooh, no, this is a lot of map control now, and Taz finds himself in a 1v4. Has to make sure the bomb does not go down. He immediately gets the headshot from Mazai's into him. This round was so crucial for its man. And with him taking it, Crackheads is feeling the pressure.
Charge!
You're awfully quiet, Rob. Speak out a bit more. I know it's early.
You're doing a great job casting, so you just need my moral support.
I'll and give some moral support, Rob. I've already dropped a little bit of a teaser, so I guess that's good. Unless you can tell us more about the OBT after this game. Maybe people will be more happy then. Who knows? Kimpa finds the kill onto Jeets. He's coming in from behind. That's a good move from him. He does knock Tom down all the way low. Tump is playing around with him, but Blasphemous still gets the kill. This is the call for its man to push one side. They know two players coming from behind, so they have to make a move fast. Cyphers is still here though, however. Shut down without your players taking massive amounts of damage. So it's a 3v3. Crackheads has to play retake, but they have a player coming in from every different angle. So that works in their favor. One of them has been shut down. Zetor with the trade. Plasma is going to come through the vent now. He has to wait here quite long as Zai shuts down Zetor and shuts down Blasphemous as well. Suddenly the entire map has been turned around. We'll see a 6-5 lead for its man. Crackheads is struggling yet again, Rob.
Go, go, go!
Yes, they are. But I'm just trying to figure out here. It might be a bug with the spec right now. But because you and I, as spectators, we can see the health bars through the wall.
Yeah, we can.
So I'm just trying to keep an eye on a couple of people here right now, just to make sure that we don't have any unwanted softwares involved.
I don't think that's the case. Other players won't be able to see that. What would be easier though if we would have a spectate mode in the future, like we used to have. We can use as a caster X-ray vision and kind of see a little bit better what the players are aiming at and what the players are doing. In the meantime, we see everyone playing a lot slower. So I'm still looking around. Neither of the teams are really trying to do anything. So that's good to see. No. They're making a move now. They're moving towards the box room, and they're going to contest Blaspa and Zetor. Guys is free-firing an awful lot, and Jeets is immediately going to make the return frag. And Tump is in the mid. Ponzi has to give him backup. He gets the backup done onto Taz. It's now 4v2. Crackheads is struggling. They need to win this round, otherwise we're going to a third and final map. Who would have guessed that at the start?
Charge set.
Almost down. Kimpa is alone, gets a kill on Tay, but he can't get this follow-up. A 7-5 win for its man. And this means we're going to a third and final map on Hammerblow. Wow, this semi-final is a lot closer than I thought.
It is pretty close. We don't know what's going to happen on map 3, I suppose.
But what is very interesting to note here, though, is that I believe it was a 5-3 lead for Crackheads, and they lost 4 rounds straight whilst they were playing defense. That's something that very rarely happens with Crackheads, so it's not the best showing that they had here on Airplane. But Hammerblow is another map where Crackheads is very, very strong at. So we're going to see Kimpa play with the rifle, probably switch to sniper on some occasions. So I'm curious to see how they're going to do here. But usually their defensive setup is super, super solid. So I'm curious to see if its man can break through it. Because on Hammerblow, didn't they win like 7-0 there? Versus Villains? Do you remember, Rob? I'm actually not sure. I think it was 7-0 or 7-1.
I believe it was 7-1. Either 7-1 or 7-2.
Definitely is going to show for an interesting map. We've seen that Itzmam has played very strong in Hammerblow. Crackheads is usually also quite strong in Hammerblow. But we said the same about Blacksand, and he almost gave that one away. So we have a 7-6 win on Blacksand, a 7-5 win for Itzmam on Airplane. We're now going into Hammerblow, the final map, and the team that's going to win that will move on to the grand finals. And I think the other grand finalist is already there. So I'm curious if that is Malucos do Riso or if it is My Pyramids. Let's see if I can find out. In the grand finals, we have My Pyramids waiting, who defeated Malucos do Riso 2-1, it seems. So it was a 7-5 win for My Pyramids on Black Sands. And Airplane, we have a few screenshots because we had that round. It was a 5-2 lead for Malucos do Riso, and then 2-2, so that is 7-4. And then on Hammerblow, again 2 screenshots, a 5-3 lead, and that went to a 2-2, so a 7-5 win on Hammerblow. So they've had their good fight against Malucos do Riso. It's good to see that all these teams are so close because it means that both semi-finals have gone to a third map. I think that's very good to note, Rob.
Yeah, it's more fun, definitely, than a one-sided match. So this third map is going to be exciting to watch.
So we have everyone there. Just letting them know that we are ready as well. Have fun being called. The semi-finals are underway on the final map. The team that wins here is going to take on My Pyramids in the grand finals, which is, remember, a best of 5. And that will be interesting.
Changing magazines.
Binos have been dropped. I think those were dropped for Taz.
Go, man.
Kimpa is rifling again.
Yeah, Kimpa's rifling again, but look at the warehouse control that Crackheads is putting up. See, Zeter is able to get the kill onto his eyes. Before, you saw Drone or Goth always being shot down there in the warehouse. Zeter gets the kill here, with Taz getting the follow-up onto Jeet. They have a 5-3 advantage, and the EU team has yet to make a move. So, this is a very, very good start for them. Let's see what Tom can do here when he's playing close. To try and walk in. Looking up quickly, but he doesn't. Oh, he didn't spot the player. Now he does. He gets the kill onto Zito before being traded out by Blasfa. Cyphers is playing very far up. This could be dangerous. He needs backup from Kimpa now, and Tay is still going to get the kill on Cyphers. He's trying to push in. He still gets the kill on Kimpa, but he's very low HP. 1v2, still has to get the bomb, and Blasfa and Taz are going to queue up together. But I don't think they realize yet that Kanzi is low. He's going to peek around the corner, and Blasfa has no issues with that. Headshot to round off. First round. Good win. Good round.
Blasfa is really good with the power.
Go, man.
So Tump is waiting a little bit. He's actually not doing too much now at the start of the round. Seems to be AFK a bit. But look at the map control that Jeets already had. Jeets is so far up at the double doors. You see 3 players from Crackheads having the warehouse control. What are they doing with that? Oh, Jeets made a little noise there. He sees Taz jump by. But Jeets has been spotted by Taz. Gonna try and go for the nade. The nade does not connect. He's going to get shot in the back by Blastfa. And that could be dangerous. But Tump is still AFK in the base. More kills have been made meanwhile, as Eyes is also down. But what is Tumpskin doing? He's just waiting.
His mouse is moving.
Yeah, what is up with Temp? He's waiting in the corner. It's odd. Let's see if we have a little bit more action going on here. I'm going to have to update the brackets in the meantime, it seems, because they are still faulty. Here's some shots being fired, and Taz is the one shutting down Tay as Kanzi is using like the bomb, and Taz gets a follow-up too into Kanzi. That is massive, but now Tump is alone. Tump is in a 1v5 situation. He's got about 20 seconds. They're going to call in a death run. I think Tump has some issues, because otherwise he would not be waiting so long in the base. It's a 2-0 lead for Crackheads though. It's a good start for them. We're going to have a short break.
Go, go, go!
Operation success.
I think we'll have a little
Return
bit
to
of
the
time
base.
now, so maybe we have some, like a chance to figure out who is going to get the Steam gift cards from the previous game, right?
Yep.
Shall I send you the spreadsheet with the list of players?
No, you can pick out the 2 randoms.
Let's see. First, gonna put that into a spreadsheet. Let's see. Shall I just randomly pick like a number from 1 to, let's see how many we have, 66, and just see if that person had the correct fold, and then give it to them?
Can you re-invite me into the
Yeah, sure.
room?
There you go. Cannot be invited. There's no spot left, then one of them has to join the spectator. Yeah, now you can join. I
Really?
can't invite you again.
What's the password?
I don't know the password, and I can't invite you because I can only send an invite every 60 seconds. So you're going to get a random invite now from one of the players. Ah, there you are. There we go. Now we're all good. Okay, let's see. I've got the spreadsheet here. Let's see. Well, you know what? Let's make it more fun. So we have numbers between 2 and 66. I'm going to ask you to pick out 2 numbers.
Let's go with 22 and 44.
22 and 44. So 22 person voted for Crackheads. That is Mr. Slocknock. So he is one of the lucky winners. And you said 42?
44.
44, sorry. So 44 also voted for Crackheads, and his name goes by Master with a 4 and a 3 in his name. So those are the lucky winners.
So those winners, if you can message MythSky after the stream on this with your information, Discord ID and Steam account information, then we'll send you the gift cards.
So once again, Mr. Slocknock and Master with 4 and a 3 in it. You two are the first two winners of the $10 Steam gift card by predicting the first map between Crackheads and Isman correctly. Really? Tumpskin got pranked by his dad? Apparently he got a snowball thrown at his face when he was behind his PC. Okay, that's interesting. Have you ever had that happen to you, Rob?
No, my dad was like the most alone person ever. So we're ready? We're going into the game, Myth? I mean, I've never done game casting before. I mean, I'm obviously not doing a good job at it right now, but consider it as practice. It's pretty lenient, I guess.
Yeah, we'll be nice about you. Maybe you should tell the players that you're a CS... Was it 1.6 Pro?
Oh, it was 1.5 actually.
What team did you play for?
1.5.
Maybe players know you.
It used to be pre-EG, which was Nerve Gaming.
Charge!
Just so you know, the teams are evening up the scores now, so we don't have to leave mid-game.
Troops eliminated.
So if you're wondering
Alright.
why they're knifing and
Operation
naming each other,
success.
that's why.
Return to main base. Your efforts are commended.
Did you get any tournament winnings or any sick results there?
Well, our team went to WCG 2004 and we won we won second place, silver medal in the World Series.
Troops eliminated.
Yeah, pretty impressive. So we have an FPS veteran over here, working for Reddit.
Go, go,
Yeah,
go!
like 20 years ago.
And now AVA comes out and you're struggling. That was a good spot from Taz as he finds the first kill on Tute, with Blast also helping him out. And a kill being made over at 1 means that we're already down to a 2v4 situation. Skin still waits in the mid. Spots Kimpa there.
Fire in the hole!
Throws a nade far, but doesn't connect onto Kimpa. Jeets moves out to the mid, and Taz is ready for it. Now he puts Tump again in a 1v4. He's already hiding behind the box here. But not to get caught, and he gets in a firefight with Blasva. It's going to shut him down easily. 3 rounds we have now straight for Crackheads.
Return to main base.
They're doing well
Your
on
efforts are
defense.
commended. Go, man!
Taz is pretty crazy with the scope.
Well, this is why Kimpa doesn't really need to pick up the scope. They have Taz as a very solid scoper. He always used to be the backup sniper, but he's not really in that role anymore. So that means that Kimpa has more freedom to play whatever he wants. If he thinks, I need to snipe, he'll snipe. Mostly he'll play rifle, and if a push is needed, he can just pick up the point. So he's pretty much the player that can do whatever, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You always see Azai's and Tump waiting far back into the base, not giving any backup to his team, who, well, pretty much have to make it work this round. So we see Taz missing the shot on Jeets. He's not really going to push up here, so he's just going to look around a bit.
Are they holding for flanks or what's going on?
Well, at this point, with the map control they have, Zeter knows, okay, they can have some late pushes, but Blasfa and Taz can rotate in time in case they fall. So they're more focused on one, because if the direct hit comes here, they need to have players ready there. So Kimpa's playing close inside. If he falls, Taz can rotate and push them in. And Taz is also has the option to see players here as he gets cheats with that kill. But now Azai's got the kill into warehouse. Taz gets a follow-up onto T as well. And he is rotated quick. This should be the call for its mam, at least for his eyes to rotate, get the bomb and go over to one. Indeed, Kanzi's also pushing up in mid. He gets the kill onto Taz and this is massive. Now Kimpa's under pressure. Blasfa has to wait. He can't really rotate here in case that they still decide to go 2. So Kimpa needs to frag quite a bit. Otherwise, Crackheads is going to lose this round. So you see Kanzi waiting for his eyes. But as soon as his eyes makes too much sound, see, he made sound by jumping down. So Blasfa now rotates. So Kanzi and Blasfa are going to meet up first. Or no, his eyes and Kim, maybe quicker. And Kim will get the kill. So Kanzi does get the frag onto Blasfa. But he finds himself, yeah, against the clock. Kimpa's just going to run away now. Oh, Kimpa is just taunting him. Because Kanzi has to get the bomb down. He's got no time. Kimpa's going to let him plant. Kimpa's going to let him plant. Why did Kimpa do that? He should have just rushed in. Now Kanzi has the upper angle. And he's got more HP. Kimpa needs to land a headshot right away. And Kanzi has the superior angle. Kimpa's going to walk straight into that. And indeed falls to it. Should have applied a bit more pressure. Make Kanzi sweat. Because he doesn't do that, we see its man stealing away the round.
Charge!
Could have been much
Kimpa
closer.
threw that round.
Blasfa with a jumping headshot meanwhile onto Tomskin and immediately have bomb control. So Blasfa is going to use his grenade. Is going to explode at the barrel. Might catch his eyes off guard, but Zeter's there quicker. Now they have map control. They've got the bomb control. If they know that at least. Kimpa gets found by Kanzi. So they're still alive. Still a 2v3 situation. But they've got more players. They've got bomb control. That's important. See Taz and also falling back. They know they've got bomb control. He hasn't spotted anyone yet. Cheats is going to walk around. I think it's best to keep an eye on Taz here because he might meet up with Kanzi here very, very soon. Or perhaps first with Cheats. Let's just wait here. No, Kanzi and Jeets are going to walk around together and try and stab them from behind. This is probably the best thing that they can do. But given the time that they're still available, Blasfa and Zeter are playing close together, it's nearly impossible for them to still win this round. Let's go to the front of that push with Kanzi. Cheech is just holding the back a little bit, so he's going to rely on Kanzi getting the kills. But as soon as Kanzi falls, there's no backup, nobody to trade the kills, so this could be a big mistake. Unless Kanzi gets both, round is lost. No way that Cheats can come back from that. And Zeter is playing a close angle. We see it here, the close angle from Zeter. Kanzi falls to Zeter indeed, who has a far more superior angle. And now Cheats has to come in. 25 seconds, has to make noise as well. There's no way he's going to be able to do that. Taz is watching look a bit even, and Blast was going to get in with a headshot. 4-1 lead now for Crackheads. Good round, getting the bomb down so quick from Tomskin. And now this final defensive round could decide a lot. Because if Crackheads wins it, it's pretty much done for. If its man manages to draw it out, then we still have a game in our hands.
So the difference in this game compared to the semifinals or the one before is that they're taking very good control of the warehouse every single round.
Yeah, the control of the warehouse is good. They're not losing the players early there, giving each other proper back. Blast was having a lot of struggles here getting the kill onto Tamskin, and that's going to allow Zeiss to pick up 2 in the warehouse. Now they have the warehouse control and the 3-2 lead. Now 2-2 still. Zeiss is also low, so it's still possible for Crackheads to recover from it. We'll see Kanzi coming in from behind. Cyphers finds a kill into his eyes too. And Taz turns around at the right moment. 5-1 lead now for Crackheads. And this is going to be extremely difficult for its man to overcome.
Go, go, go!
I think we have seen their final move. Oh, that nade from Tumskin on the Zeter is perfect. And they do the same as they did against villains. They do contest the warehouse a little bit, but they only contest it with nades, get their kills and damage with that, and then just not contest it anymore because they know they're going to lose it. That's very well played by its man. Because of that, it's going to give them quite the upper hand. Now Tumskin has to watch out he doesn't get shot through the door. Got a little bit of damage because of it. He knows there's a para player behind. It's indeed Blasphema, but I believe Cyphers has also switched over to the para. See? Cyphers was playing with the M16, but he switched over to the para. So that death round that its man called in has actually called for some changes for Crackheads. So it looks like they have not been too comfortable with their setup. Check out the action at 1, as Azai's is holding down the fort at 1. When the players reload and Kim... look at his body. Look at Kimpa's body there. With his hand like shaking. This should be a meme. This should really be a meme. This is too funny. You see his body, Rob? Wow. Let's go back to the action though, as we see that Crackheads has lost 2 players in the meantime. Tumskin is still holding close. Let's see if we can get a good angle on. Last one with the kill onto Tumskin. He's under pressure from Tate. Taz has to help out.
Oh, the timing.
Last one actually
Taz had that.
So some damage being dealt. Last one finally shot down by Tate. And now Taz is going for the rotate. But with his eyes picking up the kill onto Cyphers, making it more difficult for Taz, and the immediate headshot shows how dangerous that was. 5-2. Bucket views in tournament. I'm not sure what's going on now though. Oh, I get it. There's like a barrel inside of the one side. See, this is why Crackheads also... Do you see the barrel that is knocked down in front of the side? What you can do is you can explode the barrel, and then you can shoot the barrel so it moves, and you can move it in front of the door. That is going to block EU players from at least going in there without jumping over it. So it slows down the push with a map element. And that is what Z's are called out there. I started thinking if Tump was playing with the barrels again, because you can actually move inside of barrels as well, but that's not what he was doing. But see, they tried it again here. You see the barrel in front of the door at 1, where Taz is now playing around. So that complicates it for them a little bit, and that is what they're not too happy with.
Is that against the rules?
I'm not sure, to be honest, if there is a specific rule on that. I don't think it should be a thing, because you're using a map object to block entrance to a site, and that is going to give you as a defending team a huge advantage. Doesn't matter this round at least. Taz gets the kill onto Tay, but I think with Crackheads now knowing that its man is doing this, they already have the 6-2 lead, so they're most likely not going to lose this match. But with them knowing this, they're going to go for pushes. And I think we're going for a hard 2 push now. See, the barrel already gets exploded. You see Azai's moving the barrel here carefully. It's now in front of the door. And we see the 2 push come in. Blastva gets the kill onto Tay. And Crackheads is not going to waste time anymore. Normally they would play much slower and more conservative. But knowing that the barrel is at 1, they know it's better to just go for the straight pushes. Meanwhile makes the good peek. But Taz already follows up. Cheats is still there trying to make some kills. Falls down as well. And that was it. Blastva rounds up on Cheats.
That is
And
GG.
a 7-2 win on a Hammer Blow is going to secure a grand final spot for Crackheads. And they're going to take on My Pyramids.